how many scales do you know? And how many scales do you think that you need to know to level up your guitar skills? Today, I'm gonna talk about all the scales that you need to know, so stay tuned. Hey guys, Everton Zaquini here. There are a lot of scales, so you can see major, minor scales, symmetric scales, also some very specific scales from some countries. When you think about what scales that you need to know, I consider that you need to know 8 scales, right? 8. And then you think, well, yeah, but I just want to play blues. I just need some scale pentatonic. Yes and no. And I'll show you that on blues, you need to know at least 2 scales. 3 is pretty good, but at least 2. So let's go through these scales. But before we start, right, leave a comment here. What scale you already know and what are the ones that you want to learn? And if you heard about all the scales that I'm going to talk about today, right? Leave a comment here. Also subscribe to the channel and ring the bell. And this way you'll be helping me to keep creating content for you. Every week I'm posting new lessons for you guys, and let's improve on our guitar skills, all right? So subscribe to the channel as well. So to start off, let's understand why we need to know these scales, all right? Yeah, scales is not for you to play in a show during 20 minutes, all right? Do that big solos. No, so the scale is for us to create melodies and harmonize these melodies. So when you have some melodies, you can put the chords over it and then eventually create a solo with this. And remember, all the best solos on the guitar always have a good rhythm part behind it. So for example, in my prior video, I showed the solo of Can't Stop Loving You by Van Halen, and you can check here. And I show the scales. The solo just has a few chords, right? But sounds amazing. It's beautiful melodies, and I explain why. So the rhythm part, the chords, the harmony, the intention of the sound is really important for you when creating your solo. So the first thing is to understand that the harmony and create melodies with the scale. So I give you an example here. So let's see how we use the scale and how we harmonize. I will give an example with the song Autumn Leaves. This is a classic jazz standard, and let's see the melody first. So I will play very simple and then I show you with the chords. So here the melody. Okay, this is the first part of the song. This is the melody. Now what we need to do is to see the chords. So the chords for this song, for example, as in the key of E minor, the chords we have A minor 7, D7, G major 7, C major 7, F sharp minor flat 5, B7 to the first degree E minor 7. Okay, so the melody here, how it's harmonized with the melody. The melody, always the aim note will be the third of the chords. So let's see the melody now with the chords. C on the melody and A minor playing the chord. So the melody is on the third. Then preparing to D7 here, preparing to G major 7. G major 7, melody once again on the third, B. C major 7, then now F sharp minor 7, flat 5, melody again on the third, the aim note always on the third, and then and concluding here on G, the third of E minor. Okay, so every time the aim note is the third of the chord, so the melody follows the chords. That's why it's important to know the scales, to play the melodies and harmonize them. One more time. There we go. So that's the main function of the scales. Now let's see the first scale that you need to know. The first one, major scale. The major scale will be the foundation for you on your music, okay? Especially Western music. So when you get the major scale, if you don't know the major scale, you can check here. I have a video teaching the major scale. This scale, all right, is important because from them you will start to understand the other scales. So once you get the major scale, it'll be easy for you visualize the minor scale and relatives, right? So if you don't know the relatives, very quickly here, imagine that you have C. The C major scale is C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. And you have the formula, and you have the C minor scale, right? So it's a different formula, completely different notes. On C minor, you have the notes C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, and C. That's the notes of C minor. However, when you compare the C major scale with A minor scale, you see that they share the same notes and the same chords. These two scales has the same notes, but the sound of the scale will be completely different. So the C, you have the happy sound, and the A minor, you have a sad sound, but the chords will be the same. So if you got the scales, and it's from the scales that we build the chords as well. So you see that the relationship, you just change the order, but they have the same notes and they have the same chords. So this is the relative. It's like they are cousins. One is the major one and one is the minor one, okay? Now, so from this point, you already know that you need to know the major scale and also the minor scale. So here, two scales that you need to know. Sometimes for beginners, it's a little bit hard to start off playing and to make music with the major scale. So pentatonic scale is a good one. I use a lot of pentatonic scale, and you can do a lot of things with this scale, okay? You can apply in different genres and different approaches for pentatonic, major, minor. So another thing that you need to know, you need to learn the major pentatonic scale and minor pentatonic scale. Even if you want to learn blues, you can relate to the major scale. So when you think about the major scale, you have the first, the fourth, and the fifth degree of the scale will be major chords. So for example, in a A major key, you have the A, D, and then you have E. Now, if you think about blues, you use the same chords, but with a different approach. Major key, right? A major. When you play in a A major, the first degree will be A major 7. Your 7th will be major. And on the 4th degree will be the same thing. You'll be, for example, so a D major 7. And the 5th degree with the 7th. And 1. So 1, 4, 5, 1. Now, on blues, they use the same chords, 1, 4, 5, but all chords have the minor 7th. So it's A7, D7, and E7, okay? So that's important for you to understand the intervals. So the major scale also will give you knowledge to identify the intervals from the chords, from the scale, and visualize the 7th, the minor 7th, the major 7th, and the other intervals like the minor 3rd, major 3rd. So that's why you need to master major scale even if you want to play blues. Now, if you talk about blues, there's 2 scales first that you need to know. Major pentatonic blues. Okay, and the minor pentatonic blues. Major and minor blues scales. Then, for blues, I also consider that you need to know one more scale. We need to add one more note here on the minor pentatonic blues. You need to get the passage here from the minor 3rd to the major 3rd. so there's one more. So at least 2 and then 3. Now, when you think about other genres, let's talk about pop music. So on pop music as well, you need to know a few scales. You need to know the pentatonic scales, right? The blues ones, just the pentatonics as well, and sometimes harmonic minor. So you need to know the harmonic minor scale. So for example, this chord progression here for the song Believer from Imagine Dragons. First degree here we have E flat minor, then the fourth degree G flat major, and then F major 7, preparing to B flat. So we have 1, 6, 5. Okay, and this 5 here, this chord comes from the harmonic minor. So you can the harmonic minor scale. For example, the song. Right here on the vocal, he sings the major 7th, the characteristic note from the harmonic minor scale. So one more time here, slow. And on the chorus, he used the same idea on the vocals to reach the major 7th here from the harmonic minor scale. Another example that uses this chord progression is the song Smooth by Santana. The song has some influence from Latin music, so in Latin music also you find this chord progression. So here the same thing, 1, 6, 5, okay, but in A minor. Now the melody here of the guitar solo at the beginning, you have the minor scale, and then at some points of the melody, he used the harmonic minor. Now harmonic minor. So here's another example from songs that you need to know the harmonic minor. Until now, you have major and minor scales, minor and major pentatonic scales, minor and major blues scales, alright, and harmonic minor. And the other one, the last one that you need to know is the melodic minor scale. You need to know this scale as well. You find some songs that use this scale as well. And this is very common on jazz. For example, the Autumn Leaves song used the melodic minor scale. So the melody here. Now, over this B chord here, B7 chord, use the E minor melodic scale. Okay, these scales, harmonic minor and melodic minor scale, you use these scales in certain parts, okay? You want like have a whole song using these scales. Usually you use these scales for certain parts of the song over some chords, okay? Some specific chords. Another song that you find the melodic minor scale is Yesterday by the Beatles. If you check the melody here, the song is the key of F major, and then we have the melody. The melody starts here, let's start on G. If you check, he's singing, sometimes he nailed the note, the G note, sometimes a little bit off, and then moving to F, but let's always get the second degree of the scale, which is G, so G, F. There we go, that's the first part here. So we have the chords F, and then to follow the melody, E minor 7 and A7 to conclude on D minor. Okay? Now, if you take a closer look at the chords from the key of F major, you see that the E is not E minor. The E will be a E minor 7 flat 5, and the A chord will be a A minor chord. Okay, the third degree. If I play the song with this chord, would be F, E minor 7 flat 5, and then A minor and D minor. Very odd, right? So if you check this, doesn't sound good with the melody as well. So now what happens is that these chords follow the melody, and that's when the melody will use the melodic minor scale. So there's two things here. First, we call this a secondary 2/5. But also, if you check the chord progression from the D minor melodic scale, so these two chords come from the D minor melodic scale. Okay, so here's the melody with the chords. Here's some ideas of the melodic minor. So once again, this scale, it's not the whole song, it's just one part of the melody that uses this scale. Now, if you want to play some jazz, bossa nova music, definitely you need to learn and master all these scales, alright? This is a pretty good starting point. Now, about these scales, how to study them, okay? So the first thing that you need to think about these scales is that you don't need to learn them all at once or in 1 month. Get one scale, master them. For example, understand the formula and the intervals from the major scale, but you can start to improvise, create solos or create music or compose some songs just using the pentatonic at the beginning. So explore this scale, master them, then move to the other ones. Once you get the pentatonic and then you get the major scale, you move to the minor scale, start to mix your minor with pentatonics, then you can move to harmonic minor scale and then melodic minor at the end, okay? And go step by step. You don't need to learn all at once. These 8 scales will be our foundation for play in a different kind of genres. Also, you saw that different scales you can apply in one genre of music, okay? So if you like the video, hit the like and share with your friends. Let's improve learning music. Thanks for watching. See you next time.